How you guys doing today? Welcome back. Today is Sunday, September 12th. We're talking about a watch list for tomorrow, Monday, September 13th. Let's get into it. If you are new here, welcome. We're going to talk about technical analysis. Mainly, we're going to discuss supports, resistances, trend lines, patterns, EMA lines, volume profile, RSI, stochastic, and the vortex indicator. Those 9 things, gotta catch my breath, are what I use for technical analysis. Now, when it comes to an overall trading plan and how I actually execute a trade, I may look into risk versus reward. I think about mental, fundamental, technical analysis. I think about making an actual trading plan. I think about the macro markets. I think about all the consistency you have to have. And then, of course, goal setting. So those 8 things is what I actually trade on. But TA is easy to show online, so I'm going to do that today. If you want to get more information, you want deeper analysis, you want more content, check out the Patreon link down below. It's free until 10/1. So again, enjoy for the next 2.5-3 weeks for free. With that being said, I have 8 tickers today I really like. I suggest you do your own fundamentals. This is just a watch list show. And go watch other people. If you like day trading, scalping, crypto, long-term investments, you like NFTs, other folks cover that as well. I'm not supposed to be the only person you watch. Go watch other people. When it comes to technical analysis and finding value in value trading, I'm one of the best. With that being said, y'all, let's get into it. So our first stock is LADR, Ladder Capital. We have a great support line here. Our resistance are going to be orange. They'll look like this. I forgot to put one for this one because I'm a big dummy and no edits. So there's our orange one. That's going to be resistance. Our trend lines are going to be golden. Our resistance trend lines are going to be orange. I don't have one for this one. And our 70% lines are here. That's where 70% of the volume happens. This is where the most volume happens from volume profile. I don't have time to cover volume profile right now in depth, but watch this video here. 15-20 minutes in, out, bing, bang, boom. Have a great new tool for you. I suggest you look at volume profile video now and then continue with this video if I was you. Ladder is a great descending channel play. I mean, you can see it's not perfect by any means here. But you can see quite a lot of hits come in this area. It's coming down to value on the 10-year chart. You know, it's starting to consolidate. This is a pivot area historically anyways. It spends most time above here. So I think we have plenty of potential here for where it's going to go. I mean, COVID was terrible for it. But if we get some life here, easily can see 15-20%. Low case, 10% of the POC looks pretty good here. I do think we get in a bit lower, maybe even towards 1050. But for a trend line that's holding, for a support that's coming together, this is convergence. This whole entire area together shows value. All those lines coming together, that's where convergence is. That's where value is. Ladder Capital, XLF is doing just fine. I think a bit lower down here. We get a good 1-to-2, 3-to-1 ratio. We get a good 4-to-1 risk, 3-to-1 risk, plenty of reward to risk here. Let's check the indicators. What's super cool about this channel, besides me, new kid, is that I actually don't scan with indicators on. There's no VWAP, there's no RSI crossovers, there's no anything like that. So all I go off of is the price action, and then I use indicators to either strengthen or weaken my argument for why it's a good pick. Indicators show you 4 things. They show you trend, momentum, volume, and volatility. That's it. And so these indicators that I use help show that. Let's check it out. So we have obvious value from the improper stack here. You want to have price 10, 50, 200. We have the opposite here. So again, great value down here. Not the best because the 200 is probably going to be a strong resistance. But again, for value, it's perfect. RSI shows that. Stochastic shows that. I don't really see any kind of divergences. Looks good to me. It's just low. Bulls are low, bears are high. So when it comes to value buying, Ladder's a fantastic candidate. I mean, all the indicators, all the price action shows this is low compared to where it should be. Now do the fundamental analysis, find the PE ratios and whatnot, see if it's actually on sale. But Ladder for a good swing this week, if the market shows life, which who knows, it could be a fantastic pickup. Watch this it for sure. Next is OXLC, another capital company. Ironic that I have 2 in a row. OXLC's trend line is gorgeous. Once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits along the way. This resistance trend line is beautiful for a consolidation play. We're going to see if it does show consolidation. The way we're going to see that is if the EMA lines go directly down the middle of this triangle. If they're close to that, that'll help strengthen our thesis that this is a consolidation play. Most consolidation plays lead to breakouts either way. But again, if it does break down, which it could, Our stop loss should be around 707 or maybe even $7 at most. You're risking what, 2%? A breakout could easily see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% for sure. Simple play, not the most volatile, which is good for some people. Really easy price action. POC pulls us higher. I like what we see here for sure. Let's check the indicators. Do they go down the middle of the triangle? Yeah, they're close. See how I think the 200 and the 50 should be a bit higher to do that? Look at how they're going sideways. Them going sideways shows consolidation because it shows trend. And with that going sideways, this upward motion here is showing some form of consolidation. And as we can see, I mean, since this move here, you know, it's moved about 2% back and forth. It's consolidating. That's a really good sign right there. You break over the 200, man, you're off to the races. RSI, low. Stochastic, low. I don't see any real divergences. Looks good here. Just looks like it's a good value. Bulls low, bears high. Again, for a good value buy, OXLC does make a lot of sense. I think if you think the market has big potential this week to come back, this play makes a whole lot of sense. If you don't think so, you may want to buy in a bit lower and go for a support play. But OXLC, watch list it. I like what I see a lot. Next is SCS Steel Case Inc. What a wedge. I love playing falling wedges in this kind of market recently. I didn't like to play them before in that huge bull run because why would you? But now with the market kind of consolidating, this is a great looking play. Even if we go out a little bit. Look at this is a strong support area historically. It doesn't matter what time it is. Around 12 to 13 to $14 constantly. It comes here, bounces back and forth constantly. You could easily see 10, 15%. You could at least see a move about 6%. You're risking what? If it breaks on all the way, 2%. Still a 3-to-1 play with no breakout. And down here's a fantastic value. This trend's been holding. This support's been holding. Last 10 years, it's been holding. I love this play a lot. Let's check these indicators and see what they show us. Obviously, with a falling wedge, you're going to be below all the EMA lines. True, 200 will be a resistance. You break above that, you're going to have a nice day like this, hopefully, or one like this, hopefully. RSI is at about 24. Don't get much lower than that. That's a deal. Fantastic deal. Stochastic is low. I don't see a divergence. Now, we had one growing. See how we had one growing, and now it's broken down. Sure, that may still hold, but I'm not overly confident here. No bearish ones, at least. And then bulls low, bears high. SCS, if you like falling wedges, I don't think you're going to find a better one in this market, honestly, especially with a pullback on Friday. This makes a whole lot of sense. I like what we see with SCS. Definitely watch this. Let's see what it does into this week. Next is SCVL. I don't really see a good resistance trend line that's been holding. I do see this broadening wedge formation. A broadening wedge is important to recognize because whenever you see this, or like any angle of like a megaphone like this happening, whenever you see that, it means that eventually the supporting trend line or the resistance trend line will not be hit again. It's going to either go up all the way, hit it, come down like halfway, and then make a new support, or it's going to go up halfway, come back down, and that resistance trend line's going to go on forever. So a new pattern will be forming soon. We'll see what it's going to do. I do have possible faith it's going to make a horizontal triangle or a horizontal channel somewhere along the lines of this area, maybe an ascending triangle. We're going to see. But this trend line is pure. This support area is pure. Sure, if it breaks down because tomorrow's terrible and it continues, yeah, 31.55 is your obvious next move here. You know, it comes down here, drops 10%. Fantastic down here. Great deal. Can make you more money. But this trend line does hold this old resistance and this new support does hold around this area. Can easily see 10, 11%, risking 2 or 3. I like that a lot. Shoe Carnival, I mean, retail is doing just fine. Let's check the indicators. This 200 is what's going to make this play work better, as I can see. Bounce, 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 bounce. It holds off the 200. Great. Below the 50 is a fantastic value. I mean, you just have that death cross right there. That's totally fine. No big deal. But if we can get over the 50 again, we're in good shape. It is important to notice, too, though, the 200 was not hit at all. And now it's been hit almost 5 times in 2 months. That is showing weakness of the trend up. So I would start to rely more on the horizontal play, which would be the support, or again, 31.55 or so. RSI, it's low. That's great. No bearish divergence, no bullish divergence. It all basically checks out pretty well. And again, a fair value here. It's making a new support, so I'll give up the stochastic to form a support. Bulls low and vortex, bears high. I mean, the bears are definitely overbought here. SCVL looks pretty good. My cat was all in the way. SCVL looks pretty good here. I like what I'm seeing. Great uptrending stock for an uptrending market. If it holds a 200, you're good to go. If it breaks that, I would wait to cross back over it. Easy play, easy read, SCVL. I like it a lot. Next is SHLS. I see this forming. I'm not overly excited to call this a triangle quite yet, but I think that it's a really great uptrend that does have some form of consolidation here. I mean, you can probably draw a triangle from a lot of different areas. I'm not really going to go for it. I think it's fine here, though. What I'm looking at is this old resistance area, which is from years ago, now making a great support area. I think if it gets down 28.88, plenty of potential to bounce higher. If it breaks down, you just buy in lower. That's totally fine. Right here, though, a fantastic consolidation area. Great value. I think if it gets towards the POC, it's going to maybe bounce off there. But again, 8% risking for about 2 makes a whole lot of sense here for SHLS. SHLS technology. I like what I see a lot with this kind of, consolidation happening. Let's check out these indicators. We can see the 200 is important, the 50 is important, but neither are all that important. The 50 is probably the most important for this kind of time frame. And what we're seeing, it breaks above the 50, we're good to go. If that 50 crosses beneath the 200, yeah, I'd be a bit worried for a little bit, but again, we're buying value anyway, so I'm not overly worried with that. RSI, it's low, great. Stochastic is low, great. And I mean, that's getting to be a divergence, isn't it? Like, it's getting close to being one. I'm not overly sold, but that's there. Bulls are low, bears are high. Again, for a value buy, for value trade, SP or SHLS makes a whole lot of sense here. I like it a lot. I would definitely watch this, and let's see what it does this week. Next is SPR, Spirit Aerospaces, another fantastic wedge. Now again, you'd want to probably see more volatility hitting the supporting trend line more often, but as of recently, it's really tightening up beautifully. Yeah, you want to buy in a bit lower. I mean, maybe like, 2% lower is probably best, but I mean, if you get a breakout here, I think you're going to be really set. This support, if you don't see the wedge, you don't like the wedge, you want to play the support area. This supporting area with the POC is also very strong. We can zoom out. It's had previous highs plenty, but look at, even in this area, it's gapped down from it. It's been a resistance. This is a pivot spot even on the 10-year. Right here, we break out. We may see a great run. It could be a great long-term hold if it does well. Either way, for value, it's right there. It's very evident. On the indicator front, the 50 is going to be what you got to break. You break that 50, you then break the 200. If you can do that, look at these run-ups. When you get above all the EMA lines, that's what we're going for. Buy in low, ride it all the way up over the 10, all the way up. We want that. It'll take weeks. It could take months. But down here, I think we're having the best chance of doing so. RSI low, stock low, bulls low, bears high. For value trading, that makes a whole lot of sense. SPR needs to be watch listed, especially if we have a good green week. I mean, the market tanked like 2% or so. If we see life from here, SPR and your SCS plays, those falling wedges, could be your best bets, because if we do get a breakout, resetting the pattern, you'll be in the ground floor. I like that a lot. Next is VTRS, Viatris Inc. Again, I'm not overly sold about this trend line. It breaks a little bit. I just want to kind of show there are higher lows across the board. This resistance trend is beautiful, though. Really good looking play. This support area, this POC, should hopefully hold us up. Now, the reversals, as you can see, they take time. They take days, maybe even weeks sometimes. Like, you're down here from like right about here to moving up higher in about 11 days. It took some time. But this support looks good. We're seeing a little baby green candle. Not too much weight into that, but we're seeing something. I don't want to catch a falling knife. If it continues down for a red day tomorrow, yeah, towards 13.25, 13.15, that's a steal for this one. But if it does hold this triangle, you could easily see 6%. It break out to maybe 15%. It looks really good for a consolidation play, or even just a simple support play here, or a bit lower. I like what I see with that. With the indicators, let's check those out. Again, we're low on all of them. If you get that 50 crossing beneath the 200, you may have a few weeks or a few days at least of trying to get back over that. But again, for value, it's definitely here. RSI, it's low, like that. Stochastic is low. I don't see any bearish or bullish divergences. That's totally fine. Bulls low, bears high. Again, I think VTRS is going to be really macro market dependent. If the S&P sells off more, I'm sure there's a chance VTRS has a higher probability of selling off more. If it's green, you may establish that area again as a strong support and continue higher, and you break out, it may be a fantastic play. VTRS, I would definitely watch list it. Next is what's up? Next is definitely XXII. What a great uptrend, what a great downtrend. This horizontal play here is beautiful. It's going right into this support area, sure, from 297 and 315. Anywhere in here is a great support. It's holding right here with a bunch of green ones, just kind of trying to show some life. Great wedge, great triangle. Again, you can make easily 15%, no real breakout. If you do break out and get one of these bad boys, one of these big run-ups, man, you'll be extremely happy with this one. Sure, with this volatility, you have to risk a bit more, probably around 4 or 5% to really say you were right or you were wrong. And if you really want to buy in for the horizontal play, you really got to risk maybe about 12%. I wouldn't do that myself. I would just buy in lower. But this is a great looking triangle, great looking consolidation. Let's check the indicators. As I was saying, these EMA lines are directly in the middle of the triangle, especially the 50, so it lines up directly in the middle of it, and they're going sideways. That's showing consolidation. Strengthen our thesis here. If we break above the 10, that could be a great go signal. Above the 50 is a great go signal. But again, we have obvious value here. RSI, it's low. Stochastic, it's low. I mean, it could be a small divergence. I don't really put a lot of weight into this one, but you can see there, and then you can kind of come over here and see down a little bit, not too much weight, but again, it's a good value. Bulls low, bears high. XXII is another consolidation play. Makes a whole lot of sense what their market is, kind of going sideways, selling off, going up, all those kinds of things. XXII, I like what we see. I would definitely watch list it. And there we have it. I hope you guys have a good rest of your Sunday. Go Browns if you're a Steelers fan. I'm kidding. No, if you're a Steelers fan, I hope you guys do fine too, because I have Deontay Johnson on my fantasy team. So we'll see. Have a good rest of your guys' Sunday. Check out the Discord. Check out all the other videos. The class is coming soon. I appreciate y'all. We'll see you guys next time.